and welcome back to the Spider's Web, and in this video is the second part of our Werewolf painting video for Man 6 Kings of War. I forgot to mention in the previous video about the look at the Asterians in the 4 Dead Zone. A little bit of a break. It was I was waiting for paints and whatever to dry. I thought I'd add this in there because I completely forgot to transfer it over from my camera before I deleted it from my camera while I was making room for other videos. So I apologise for not showing the unboxing in that. You didn't see all the Asterians. You will be getting to see a little bit more of those a little later when I come to do some of the painting videos. But there we go. So you've had the first part of the werewolf video where we do apply the initial base coat and the washes, and we paint the rock structure that he stood on. In this video we're going to be concentrating on all the highlighting. I think it'll probably be the final video on this, but we'll be concentrating on the basic highlighting, all the detail work, and painting the rock. I didn't do the basing in this one, as you may have noticed. I did it off camera, but you've seen me do that time and time again. It's just apply glue sand onto it, paint it whatever colour you want it, and then apply static grass. No big deal. Okay, so as I said, this is video number 2 in our Werewolf King of War Werewolf painting video. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, I'm back, and it's looking as though it's dried pretty well. All we have to do now is highlight. So we're going to be still using our Kisler flesh. I want a good dollop of that. And some water to go with it. And we go along onto the high points. And a little too much paint on the brush, no, so brush on the paint then. And when we get to the edge of the fur, go into the fur. Do a straight edge. There we go. And there as well. Remember, we're not doing we're not doing all of the flesh here, we're just doing the raised areas. We're doing the bits where light is hitting. Like so. And to do up there as well. And now, fist. There we are. And I'm just trying to make it so that we catch every area that is raised. As long as we've got all the what's the word I'm looking for? As long as we've got all the skin areas, the raised parts of the skin areas done, it's going to look right eventually. Just need to come back over here. I don't know the muscle groups, but somebody out there will know. And that's just what we're trying to pick out. Okay, so that's that bit done. What we're going to be doing now is going over with a little bit of the, when I can find it, Screaming Skull. It's around somewhere. I should have got some more of this today as well. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so we can have some of that. We need a little bit of water in with it, just to keep it fluid. And now we pick out the extra highlights of where it's hitting. And we try and tart up the edges of the muscles, make it nice and neat. Especially in the top areas. Like so. And so what we're trying to do is make sure that when you get to the side where there's going to be fur, then we need to go inwards towards the fur, so it looks as though the skin and the fur are one rather than two separate things. Oh yeah. And so we are going to be using another highlight here on this. But first we need to get this bit done. Once we can get it done and looking its best, it will make that next highlight all the more. This one is looking a very pale werewolf. Must be very old. As I said, we're going to give him grey hair, so he's looking very pale and old. He may be the leader of this squad. Then again, probably not, because I've got this guy more than likely the leader. Oops. As you can see when you put them together. There we go. Okay, so as I said, this one is very pale werewolf. Pale flesh, pale fur. So we need some more Kislev flesh. Not all that much. We need a lot more of the screaming skull than we had the first time. And we're also looking at a little bit, not all that much, but a little bit of white. See if we can get a really pale colour that's just the job we want it to do. Let's just shake up the white a little bit. That's better. And so I want a really pale colour this time. And this is just going to be the extreme highlights of this. Werewolf nothing. not doing a great deal with this colour, other than around edges of the muscle. Knuckles. There we are. Just so. Okay, so that's the flesh sorted out. Now it's the fur that we need to do. Okay, so we've done already the Dawnstone. Now we're going to be using Administratum Grey. Just as, oops, I need to give it a shake. Okay, just like a dry brush, and we're just going to pop a little bit on our palette, scrub some off the brush on our thing, and we then just dry brush here and there, using the Administratum Grey, just to make sure that it all goes onto the fur, make the fur that nice greyish colour. And we're going to be going back into this with a paler grey, where we mix some of the Administratum Grey with white. I'll be doing that in a second, and so there's the Administratum Grey. Next we do the, as I say, we add the white to make it just that much more paler. And we don't go right to the very base, right to the edge of the skin with this. We go just tickling here and there, just to make it zing a little bit. And once we've done this, we'll add a touch more white to it. And make it a lot more brighter. Very, very, very pale grey. And that will just be incredibly light dry brush over the very high points of the model. Oh yeah, as you can see, I'll add a little bit of grey here and there on his arms. that's the main part of the model done. Now it's just little bits of detail that need to be done. Okay, so first off, we have a change of brush. We're going over to our detail brush, and we want Ballor brown. And this is for the fingernails. We see a thumbnail there, we don't see any other nail. We also want it on our claws. Oops. Let me just tilt the camera down a little so you can see. That's better. We'll add a little to the teeth. And now we're going to change colour again, and we're going to go to Scrag Brown. Oh, if I can find it, the first one to pick up. That's not bad going. Scrag Brown. And Scrag Brown is going to go on the nose. Okay, finally, Screaming Skull. Unfaithful. And we're going, perhaps I can use this colour, fingernails. Try and let, when you get enough, when you've got enough of it to showing, like here on the claws, try and leave some of the Ballor brown. If you can. And next, there we are. Okay, so finally, what we have to do is, again, change of brush, change of paint. We're going with the Fang. And we're just doing a rough going over of the stonework here. I'm not looking for good coverage. You can see a bit of the black through it, that's belting. So what we want, we want to cover as much as we can, however. And you're going to see something a little different for me when you're painting rocks. So I'm going to have to wait until it dries to do this little bit of a, I wouldn't say technique, but just a little bit of something to make it look that bit weathered. But there's the first layer of the painting of the rock done. We'll just wash our brush, and then we'll move over to our next colour for this, which is not that one. This is Dawnstone. I don't want much of this on, it's just quick. On the top where it's flat, there can be much more of this showing, but on the stone, where it's broke up, we don't want on that much, but we do want it going all the way down to the bottom, because the next level, or the next coat of paint we're going to be putting on will be more near the top of the edges rather than going all the way down, so you need that bit of, not striation, that's bit of a gradient. Oops, a little bit too much paint on the brush there. Not to worry, you can always come along and add a little bit more to this. And you can see I'm ignoring the bottom there. Okay, so that's the second colour. Next, we're going to be going with Administratum Grey. And in fact, I'm not going to use Administratum Grey, I'm just going to use this very pale colour that we mixed up earlier. It'll show up a little bit better, I think. As I say, I'm just going around the edges, not the I'm not going all the way down to the bottom of the rock face, rock edges on this one. It's going to be just mainly on the top. Okay, that's that done. I say that's that done, but it isn't quite, because now what we want, is that you? We want our Drakenhof Nightshade, we want our Carroburg Crimson, we want our Druchai Violet, and we want our, I don't want that one, where's the other one I want? Quelia Green Shade. Okay, now that's fully dried. We're going to go over it all with our Drakenhof Nightshade. And this is why we wanted a very bright highlight colour, because it will show up a lot better underneath this really dark blue. And I know I've got another Drakenhof Nightshade somewhere, so I'm not worried about running out when I'm doing this. I'm just wondering why I couldn't find it in the first place. So we have all this, and we give it a good going over with the Drakenhof Nightshade. Everywhere gets covered with it. Okay, and when we finish off with the Drakenhof Nightshade, we then turn our attention to the Druchai Violet, or Druchai Violet. And with this we just put a little bit here and there. And then we'll take our Carroburg Crimson. And we add a little bit of this here and there. And then our Keelia green shade, when I can find it. That one. And we add a little bit of that again, just here and there, just to break up the grey colour. And when this dries, it will give it that nice effect that you see in there. With all different colours in with the stone, not just grey and blue. Okay, so that's that done. All that remains now is just to put the glue on, sand, static grass, and then it can stand with his brothers, united against anything that is living. They're the werewolves from Antics Undead Army. Hope you enjoyed the videos. Until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.